Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Inspired Muslim, a space where hearts are reminded, Iman is strengthened, and we grow closer to Allah together. If you're new here, you're not here by accident. This channel is dedicated to powerful reflections, deep reminders, and content that helps you reconnect with your purpose in a world that constantly distracts you from it. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next reminder. Because every video here is designed to inspire transformation, not just information. Now let me ask you something real. How many times have you said, Ya Allah, when you were stressed? When you were scared? When you felt alone? But have you ever paused and asked yourself, who exactly am I calling upon? We know so much about people today. We know their stories, their personalities, their struggles. But the one who created us, sustains us, forgives us, tests us, and will judge us. How deeply do we truly know him? Allah introduced himself to us through his most beautiful names, each name revealing a perfect attribute. These names are not just words we memorize. They are lifelines. They are anchors in anxiety. They are hope in guilt. They are clarity in confusion. When you feel broken, there is a name. When you feel ashamed, there is a name. When you feel lost, there is a name. The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, taught us in a hadith recorded in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim that Allah has 99 names, whoever understands them and lives by them will enter Jannah. Notice that word, understands. This is about reflection. Internalization. Living those names in your daily life. Because when you truly know he is Ar-Rahman, despair starts fading. When you truly know he is Al-Alam, you realize nothing you feel is unseen. When you truly know he is Al-Qadir, your fear of the world shrinks. And when you truly know he is Al-Ghafir, your past no longer controls your future. So in this video, we're not just learning names. We're reconnecting with our Lord. Stay with me, because by the end of this reminder, you won't just say, Ya Allah, you'll know who you're calling. Why do these names even matter? Because you cannot truly trust someone you do not know. And so many of us say we believe in Allah, we worship Allah, we call upon Allah, yet our hearts panic at the smallest test. Why? Because belief without knowing him deeply feels distant. The names of Allah are how he introduces himself to you. They are not abstract theology. They are personal. They are meant to shape how you think, how you cope, how you respond to life. When you understand that he is Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, mercy becomes the foundation of how you see your relationship with him. When you understand that he is Al-Alam, you realize no tear is unnoticed and no silent dua is unheard. When you understand that he is Al-Hakim, even the hardships you don't understand begin to feel purposeful instead of random. And when you know he is Al-Adl, you stop obsessing over injustice, because ultimate justice belongs to him. The names matter because they transform your reactions. Instead of spiraling in anxiety, you remember he is Al-Wakil, the one who handles what you cannot. Instead of drowning in guilt, you remember he is Al-Ghafir, the one who forgives again and again. Instead of feeling alone, you remember he is Al-Wali, the protecting friend. Suddenly, your problems don't disappear, but your perspective shifts. And that shift changes everything. This is why the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized learning the 99 names, as mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. It's not about memorizing a list for the sake of numbers. It's about letting those names settle into your heart until they influence how you live. Because the more you know Allah, the more stable you become in a chaotic world. And honestly, in a generation overwhelmed by confusion, pressure, and distraction, knowing who your Lord truly is isn't optional, it's survival. 1. Names of mercy and love. Let's begin where Allah begins, with mercy. Before anything else, before power, before judgment, before accountability. He introduces himself as Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Every single surah of the Quran, except one, opens with this reminder. That's not random. That's intentional. Mercy is the foundation of your relationship with your Lord. Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. His mercy is vast, overwhelming, beyond human comprehension. It covers the believer and the disbeliever, the obedient and the sinner. You woke up this morning? That's mercy. You're breathing right now? That's mercy. You still have the chance to repent? That's mercy. And then Ar-Rahim, the especially merciful. A deeper, more intimate mercy reserved for those who turn to him. This is the mercy that surrounds you when you make sujud with tears in your eyes. The mercy that embraces you when you whisper a dua no one else hears. Then there is Al-Ghafir and Al-Ghafir, the constant forgiver, the one who forgives again and again. Not once. Not twice. But every single time you return sincerely. Think about that. You get tired of forgiving people. But Allah never gets tired of forgiving you. And when you slip, when you fall back into a sin you promised you'd never return to, He is At-Tawwab, the one who accepts repentance. He doesn't shame you for coming back. He welcomes you back. And beyond forgiveness, beyond mercy, there is love. He is Al-Wadud, the most loving. Not just loving in a general sense. A deep, intentional love for His servants. Imagine the Creator of the universe loving you, knowing your flaws, your private struggles, your weaknesses, and still loving you. And then Al-Afu, the pardoner. The one who doesn't just forgive, but erases. As if the sin never existed. Completely wiped. Let that settle in your heart. No matter how far you think you've gone. No matter how heavy your past feels. No matter how many times you've messed up. His mercy is greater. His love is wider. His forgiveness is closer than you think. If you truly understand these names, you stop running away from Allah when you sin, and you start running back to Him instead. And that shift? It changes everything. 2. Names of power and control. Now let's shift the tone for a moment. We live in a world where people are obsessed with power. Status. Influence. Control. We fear those who have authority over us, bosses, leaders, governments, systems. We stress over what people might do, what they might say, how they might affect our future. But here's the reality check, none of them truly control anything. Allah is Al-Malik, the absolute king. Not a king elected. Not a ruler limited by time. The owner of every kingdom, every nation, every heart. When you understand that He is Al-Malik, you stop acting like this dunya belongs to anyone else. He is Al-Aziz, the Almighty. The one who cannot be defeated, challenged, or overpowered. If Allah supports you, no one can humiliate you. And if He withholds something from you, no one can force it into your life. That realization alone frees you from chasing validation. He is Al-Qahar, the all-dominant. Every tyrant, every oppressor, every injustice, all of them are under His authority. Nothing escapes His control. Not a single act goes unnoticed. He is Al-Qadir and Al-Muqtadir, the one fully capable of all things, the determiner of every outcome. The job you're praying for? In His control. The rizq you're worried about? Already written. The future you're anxious about? Already known and measured. And then there is Malik al-Mulk, the owner of all sovereignty. Power is not distributed randomly. It is given and taken by Him. When someone rises, it is by His permission. When someone falls, it is by His wisdom. Let that sink in. You stress over people who don't control your heartbeat. You fear outcomes that are already in the hands of Al-Malik. When you truly internalize these names, anxiety starts losing its grip. Because if Allah is in control, then nothing in your life is accidental. Your delays are not accidents. Your tests are not random. Your provision is not forgotten. The one who controls galaxies controls your story. And when you understand that deeply, you stop living in fear of creation, and start living in trust of the Creator. No worries at all. I'm here whenever you're ready. Just let me know how you'd like to continue, and we can dive right back in. 3. Names of knowledge and awareness. Now let's talk about something that hits deep, the fact that you are never unseen. In a world where people misunderstand you, overlook you, or completely ignore what you're going through, Allah is Al-Alam, the all-knowing. Not just knowing what you do publicly, but knowing what you think privately. The doubts you fight. The fears you hide. The intentions behind your silence. He knows it all, perfectly, completely, without confusion. He is As-Sami, the all-hearing. Every dua you whisper under your breath. Every tearful prayer at 2 a.m. Every Ya Allah you say when your chest feels tight. Even when your voice doesn't come out, He hears what your heart is trying to say. He is Al-Basir, the all-seeing. He sees the good you do that nobody thanks you for. He sees the patience you show when you could have reacted. He sees the struggle you're trying so hard to overcome. Nothing escapes His sight, not even the smallest effort. And then there is Al-Kabir, the all-aware. This goes even deeper. He doesn't just know what happened. He knows why it happened. He understands the context, the pressure, the emotion behind your decisions. He is aware of what shaped you. He is Ar-Rakib, the watchful. Not in a way that should make you paranoid, but in a way that should make you conscious. When you're alone and tempted, He is there. When you choose integrity over ease, He sees it. That awareness builds sincerity. And finally, Ash-Shahid, the witness. On the day of judgment, when everything is laid bare, He is the ultimate witness to your truth. No false narrative. No distortion. Absolute clarity. Think about what this means. You are never invisible. Your du'as are never lost. Your struggles are never ignored. Your efforts are never wasted. When you understand these names, loneliness starts to shrink. Because even if the world doesn't get you, Allah does. Even if people misjudge you, Allah knows your intention. And when you live with that awareness, your actions change. Your sincerity deepens. Your heart softens. Because you're not performing for people anymore. You're living before Al-Alam. 1. Names of life, death and the hereafter. Now we move into the ultimate reality, the things every heart tries to avoid thinking about, yet cannot escape: life, death, and what comes after. Allah introduces Himself with names that remind us of the truth we often ignore. He is Al-Muhyi, the giver of life. Every heartbeat, every breath, every sunrise is a gift from Him. You woke up today, you're reading this right now, you're alive. That life is a direct mercy from Allah. And it's not just physical life, it's the life of purpose, guidance, and opportunity to grow. He is Al-Mumit, the creator of death. Death is inevitable. No one escapes it, and nothing can stop it. But the name is not meant to frighten us into despair, it's meant to remind us that life is precious, finite, and full of meaning. Every choice matters because every moment is a step toward the hereafter. He is Al-Ba'ath, the resurrector. Life does not end in the grave. Whatever you sow in this world, Allah will bring it back, fair and complete, on the day of judgment. This name teaches accountability, not fear for its own sake. It teaches preparation, not hopelessness. He is Al-Jami, the gatherer. All people will be gathered on that day. Every soul. Every action. Nothing will be overlooked. And He is Al-Haq. The absolute truth. On that day, there will be no lies, no distortion, no hiding. The ultimate reality will be clear for all. And finally, al-Warith, the inheritor. When everything in this world passes away, Allah remains. He is eternal, and everything else will return to Him. Your legacy, your deeds of charity, your acts of worship, they are all investments with Him. Reflect on this, every fear, every anxiety, every worldly attachment. Measured against the permanence of Allah and the reality of the hereafter, it all changes perspective. Knowing these names doesn't make life less beautiful, it makes it intentional. It reminds you to live deliberately, to act righteously, and to hold on to hope in His mercy, because death is not the end, it's a transition, and Allah controls it all. Understanding these names helps you let go of fear, and replace it with trust. Trust in the one who gives life, takes it, resurrects it, and ultimately judges with perfect justice and infinite mercy. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe if you haven't already. By subscribing, you stay connected to these powerful reminders and reflections that help you live by the names of Allah every single day. Trust me, your heart will thank you for it. 2. Names of guidance and light. Now we arrive at the names that illuminate the path when everything around you feels dark and confusing. Life can be overwhelming, decisions, tests, doubts, and fears can cloud your vision. But Allah introduces Himself as An-Nur, the light. Not just any light, but a light that removes darkness, a guidance that shows you the way when you feel lost. This is the light that can enter the heart and mind, bringing clarity, hope, and direction. He is Al-Hadi, the guide. When you don't know which path to take, when your heart is torn, when you're unsure of the right decision, He guides those who seek Him. The guidance of Allah is precise, gentle, and transformative. It's not just about telling you what to do, it's about opening your eyes to what is best for your soul. He is Ar-Rashid, the one who guides to the right path. Even when the world tempts you with distractions and falsehoods, He is the compass that never fails. Following Him keeps you steady, even in chaos. He is Al-Latif, the most gentle. Guidance is not harsh. His wisdom and subtle influence guide hearts quietly, softly, without force, nudging you in the right direction even when you barely notice. And Al-Hakim, the most wise. Every test, every detour, every challenge, there is divine wisdom behind it. Even if you can't understand it now, His guidance is never random, never meaningless. Reflect on this. When you feel confused, anxious, or stuck, these names remind you that you are never truly lost. There is a light shining for you. There is a guide walking with you. And there is infinite wisdom shaping your journey. By understanding these names, you begin to trust your path more deeply. You stop panicking over mistakes. You stop fearing uncertainty. Because even in the darkest moments, Allah's guidance and light are always present. Illuminating your heart, showing the way, and keeping you on the path that leads to peace, purpose, and closeness to Him. Knowing the names of Allah is more than just memorization, it's about living them in your life. When you truly internalize the attributes of Allah, your daily choices, your mindset, and your heart begin to transform. Let's break it down. 1. Make dua using specific names. Don't just say, Ya Allah, generically. Call upon Him through the names that match your need. Feeling lost? Say, Ya Hadi, the guide. Seeking provision? Say, Ya Razak, the provider. Struggling with illness or weakness? Say, Ya Shafi, the healer. Feeling overwhelmed by sin? Say, Ya Ghafir, the constant forgiver. Connecting your situation with the relevant name deepens your awareness of His attributes and makes your dua more intentional. 2. Reflect on one name each week. Don't rush. Choose a name, learn its meaning, understand its depth, and see how it applies to your life. For example, reflecting on Al-Wadud, the most loving, can help you see His love in your daily blessings and trials, changing how you respond to challenges. 3. Write the names and meanings. Seeing them, writing them down, and repeating them mentally helps cement them in your heart. You'll notice yourself recalling the right name automatically when you need comfort, patience, or strength. 4. Connect struggles to specific names. When anxiety hits, remind yourself that he is al-Wakil, the trustee. When guilt overwhelms you, remember he is al-Afu, the pardoner. This practice trains your heart to seek Allah's attributes actively, rather than passively hoping for relief. 5. Act through the names. The names don't just guide your dua, they guide your character. When you learn al-Adl, the just, strive for justice in your interactions. When you reflect on ar-Rahim, practice mercy and patience with others. Let the names shape how you live, not just how you pray. Practical application turns knowledge into transformation. It shifts your relationship with Allah from, I hope He notices me, to, I know Him, I trust Him, I seek Him intentionally. And that is the power of Asma'ul Husna. The names of Allah aren't just words, they are tools for a heart that longs for closeness, peace, and true guidance. If you want, I can also create the emotional climax plus conclusion section next, so the script flows fully from introduction to powerful ending. Do you want me to do that? Now take a moment and imagine this: the world fades away. You stand alone, yet you are completely seen. Every secret, every intention, every struggle you carried silently, laid bare before the one who knows all. There is no pretense, no mask, no hidden corners. Only truth. The one standing before you in majesty and mercy is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. His compassion washes over your fears, reminding you that no sin is too great for His forgiveness. He is al-Adl, the utterly just. Every injustice, every harm you suffered, every wrong that went unnoticed, all will be set right in His perfect wisdom. He is al-Ghafur, the constant forgiver. He erases, restores, and renews. Your past mistakes, your regrets, your guilt, they do not define you. Only your return to Him does. He is al-Haq, the absolute truth. In that moment, nothing is hidden. Nothing is misunderstood. Every action, every intention, every heartache, perfectly accounted for. And yet, despite the weight of ultimate justice, there is light. There is hope. There is mercy. Because He is Ar-Rahman, al-Wadud, an-Nur, al-Hadi. He is the one who guides you, who loves you, who illuminates your path, and who restores your heart. Feel that? That is the power of His names. They are not just titles. They are lifelines. They are anchors in fear, companions in grief, and guides in confusion. Each name carries a depth of meaning that transforms your perspective, your actions, and your soul. In that silence, in that clarity, one truth remains: you are never alone. You are never unseen. You are never without hope. And that is why knowing Allah through His names changes everything. As we come to the end of this journey through the 99 names of Allah, remember this: knowledge of His names is not just for memorization, it's for transformation. Each name is a key to a deeper connection with your Lord, a mirror reflecting His mercy, His power, His wisdom, and His love. When you live by these names, your heart changes. Fear turns into trust. Anxiety turns into patience. Guilt turns into hope. Confusion turns into guidance. The world no longer controls your peace, because you are anchored in the one who created the world, controls every detail, and knows your heart better than anyone ever could. So take these names with you. Reflect on them. Call upon Allah through them. Let them shape how you pray, how you act, and how you see yourself. Let them remind you that Ar-Rahman is greater than your despair, Al-Alam sees every secret, Al-Qadir holds every outcome, and Al-Ghafur forgives every past. Your journey with Allah doesn't end here. It begins here. The more you know Him, the closer you become. And the closer you become, the more your heart feels peace that no trial, no fear, and no worldly worry can take away. So I invite you, live through his names. Let them transform your heart, your actions, and your life. Because the one who holds the universe in his hands is the same one who holds your story, your destiny, and your soul. And always remember, here on the Inspired Muslim, we don't just learn. We feel. We reflect. We grow. So stay connected, stay reminded, and let these names guide you to the life you were created for. If this video moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of the power of Allah's names, don't leave without subscribing to the Inspired Muslim. Join our community, stay inspired, and let's continue learning, reflecting, and growing together in our connection with Allah. May Allah guide us all.